We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get 60 after Monday Night Raw?
What is going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. It is Tuesday, July 15th. I'm fired up to be here. We're going to break down Monday Night Raw. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I've got a sweet crew hanging out with me today. So far, we've only got one of the two in the building, but the other one will be here shortly. I know that for a fact, but let me introduce the one that is here. Send it across the pond, in some circles known as Mr. in the Bank, especially this one, in other circles known as Mickey's best pal. We've got Jordy here today. What is going on, my friend?
Yo. It's good to be back. I'm back on a Tuesday. I'm not around as much as I used to be on the dailies, as much as I want to be at the minute, but I'm not missing a Tuesday show, especially when Raw was as good as it was last night, coming off the back of a hell of a weekend of wrestling, by the way. So us wrestling fans, we've been eating good. And it continued last night with Monday Night Raw, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. This one was really, really good. I'm stoked to break it down. And also, how about perfect timing? Exactly when you needed him. Perfect timing in the intros. He's back once again. I'm stoked. Happy Tuesday to you, Chaos. Good to have you. Who wrote that song in the intro? It's pretty good.
I'm still trying to find out who that person is, but whoever it is, he needs to get paid for that. So Ben Allison, if you're listening and watching, please pay that man. He definitely put his work in. But anyway, happy Tuesday. I'm back on here on the Daily Show. I'm happy to be there, obviously, with Jordy in the bank, and of course you, Clark. Going to talk about an excellent episode of Raw. I agree, it was very fun. A lot of stuff went down, and I just can't wait straight to get back into it, guys. So let's get straight to it.
No doubt about it. I heard potential Grammy nomination, but that could just be a rumor. Either way, let's dive straight into Raw, though, because we got a lot to unpack here today. I just got to make sure I have the first topic lined up. Yes, I do. All right. Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley is set. We had a triple threat with a cash-in on Sunday night. Now we're going to get it where they all start at the same time. And so Naomi may have been at a disadvantage from the match she wrestled with Jade Cargill previously, but she was at the advantage of Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley had already taken it to the brink by the time she cashed in that briefcase. Now we will get the real triple threat. And man, am I excited for it. Early prediction, Naomi puts the stamp on this title run and the stamp on what she did since she's won the briefcase and since she started donning the caution tape. Proceed with caution. I dig it. Early prediction. I could change my mind. Remember how this works, guys. Either way, though, I'm going to go to you first, Chaos. What were your thoughts last night on this getting booked? I love it. I love this. The Raw Women's Division feels stacked now.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, first of all, obviously I wasn't on the Evolution review with you guys, but yeah, I just want to say that main event was top tier. Everyone was obviously kind of, wasn't sure if this pay-per-view was going to live up to expectations, but it exceeded those. And yeah, the main event was just icing on a great cake. That was WWE Evolution on Sunday. And yeah, just the ending to that was no one really called it, and it just shows that there is so much you can still do in this world of wrestling, despite our attempts to apparently know everything. But yeah, Naomi, Raw has got a great champion in Naomi, especially capping off this, making this heel run worth its time. For you to really care for it. And yeah, it was a great build up. I loved her promo work as well. She wasn't falling for what the crowd was saying you deserve it. She was just like, nah, you weren't feeling the goal, but all of a sudden you think I deserve it now. Nah, like you can keep that. You know what I mean? And then obviously Rhea and Io came out, and I loved her rebuttals regarding those two. Especially when Io was obviously was trying to obviously say she wants her title back. Naomi was like, I ain't understood a word you said, bro, but y'all can get back of the line. But yeah, no, I'm loving this. I feel kind of bad for Rhea Ripley. I feel like, the only way she can get close to a title match is by doing triple threats. And this is almost like a retread of, with the Mania triple threat, but you just changed the black person in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very interesting, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll be good. Do I think it's going to be as good as what we got at Mania with Bianca, Io, and Rhea? We'll see. But I agree. I think Naomi has to win. She needs to get this dub on one of the big pay-per-views and make this title reign worthwhile. Raw is very, very stacked in terms of star power in the women's division. The possibilities are really endless, really. So yeah, I can't wait to see what goes down. But definitely a great start to building up the card for SummerSlam for sure.
I thought you brought up a bunch of great points there, and one of them that I loved the most was when you mentioned Evolution, how surprised we were. We watch so much wrestling to be able to do this content here at Wrestling Republic and everything, right? I still want to be surprised. And when it happens, it's just so special. And you said it was the icing on the cake of a great weekend. I couldn't agree more. I think that's why I called it the cherry on top of the sundae myself yesterday. I was kind of laughing when you said icing on the cake. I'm like, we've now hit all of the cliches when it comes to
I'm going to need to come up with one, aren't I? I'll try and think.
Third. But I agree with you. Rhea Ripley, I do have empathy for. Man, dude, she had the singles match and then it wasn't, right? On Sunday, it was like, not anymore, not so fast.
But I'm liking the fact that they're extending the thing between Io and Rhea, that she still can't get that dub. There's something. It kind of reminds me of back in ECW when it was when Tommy Dreamer couldn't beat Raven, or was it the other way around?
Yes, it was Tommy. Yeah. Tommy couldn't beat Raven.
Yeah. You just keep on extending it until like you get that big crescendo when Tommy Dreamer actually does win it. So and hopefully with the title, who knows? But yeah, I'm liking that they're keeping that in their back pocket, and then just revisiting that down the line, because that is a very good storyline there.
I like it too. It's the one thing she can't quite get done, and it's wild because I also like when it comes to triple threat, Naomi stole her moment. It looked like Rhea actually had the advantage by the time the finish happened, and then it's like, so that part of it too, I think is going to get interesting as we move along, but I do want to get your thoughts on it as well, Jordy. Well booked match. What a match we had Sunday, all of it. I'm excited for this one coming up. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of echo what Chaos said, what Clark said, what literally everyone has been saying, not Evolution was exactly what it needed to be, what it should have been. It was a great show from front to back. But yeah, that main event, those two, you want to talk about wrestling soulmates, like it's really good, I think, how they found a way to continue that story, like you said, Chaos. So I can imagine them being sat in like, how are we going to book this match? We know they're going to put on a good match. What's the finish? How are we going to end? And then somebody goes, oh, we could have Naomi cash in as a joke, and then like, oh, hold on a minute. Like, nobody's seeing that coming. The way that Naomi, obviously, in the build-up was always angling towards Tiffy, I just think it was perfectly booked and perfectly performed. It was kind of, flawless, really. And I'm excited for this going forward. I said I'd come up with my own anecdote. I will say, I'll keep it in theming with myself, that match was the fireworks show at the end of a Disney day. It was just the perfect way to top off Evolution. But going forward, I'm excited for the match. It'll be a fantastic match, no doubt. And this is absolutely no disrespect to Naomi at all. Naomi's fantastic, and she'll add a brilliant element. I think somebody said it in the comments of brutality. I know that's Rhea's thing, but she'll add a different level to it. That kind of sneaky side of it, because Io and Rhea, there's a lot of respect there, and they played on that quite a lot on the build-up. Adding someone in who is like, I'm just going to do whatever I can to win, it adds another dynamic, and I like that. And I do think WWE know, like, they could chuck me in a triple threat with Rhea and Io, and it'd be a 5-star match, because they'll just do their thing and carry it. Like, you could put anyone in a match with them two, and you can guarantee it is going to be a banger. And like I said, Naomi's dynamic, everything that she's brought since the Proceed with Caution, she does absolutely deserve it. And I think her rebuttal was brilliant to the crowd, where she knows that we think that couldn't be happier on all fronts. And I think Rhea is getting put in this position now what you two have just said, empathy. People need to feel sorry for Rhea, because before we started heading down this track, when it was Rhea versus Liv, everyone was just like, oh, they're just going to put the belt on Rhea. That's all they're going to do. That they're always just going to put the belt on Rhea. And we needed Rhea to be the underdog again. And it's quite difficult to get her there from where she was and the position they put her in. But I think they have really done that again now. And I think getting the crowd behind, I don't know when that moment is that she'll lift gold again, but I think it'll be big.
Absolutely. I'm with you. And I mean, I still think Rhea Ripley is probably the biggest women's star in the WWE right this second.
I think they see it that way.
Or maybe the highest ceiling. Maybe the highest ceiling, I guess, if I had to rephrase that.
Bianca as well. I think, but the way that they see it right now, Rhea was front and center on the Evolution poster. I think that kind of says it. But I don't know. Perhaps it's because she was main eventing. But yeah, I think Rhea, Io, and Bianca have all got a ceiling, like no ceiling. But
yeah,
I can just see Rhea maybe crossing into that Hollywood genre. I don't know, like maybe somewhere down the line.
That's a good point. I will say her look is so unique. It's interesting as far as casting is concerned when it comes to
loves horror films too,
right? So that's where there's a lot of opportunity for a unique role.
When she got an opportunity to be in a Terrifier film, she would go in it because of her love for that franchise. Do you know what I mean?
Fascinating. In that.
I think, and I just think, yeah, her look and her physique as well. That's not something you often come by when you are perhaps casting a superhero or something like that. You know what I mean? Not easy to come by somebody with that kind of physique. It's similar with Jade Cargill, right? It's
for sure 100%.
She is Storm.
Yeah, Jade is so unique. It's hard to make up. I will say, let's run through some comments really quick here, my friends. We've got this triple threat is going to be fire from friend of the show, Fernando Zayas. What's going on, man? Yes, I think we're all in agreement there. And then Roundhead said Stephanie Vauquer is climbing up those ranks. I'm telling you, yes, she is. I mean, with that Battle Royal win, no doubt about it. And you official added 5 stars. I think he's talking about the triple threat match from not triple threat match, the cash in on Sunday. Either way, I'm with you there. There's one more I want to read from Instagram, though. Photos of wrestling and nothing but respect, my friend. But Ben took the time to make not one, but 2 graphics that explain exactly what we are talking about. On the bottom of the screen in the far right, man. So what are y'all talking about? It's right there. It's labeled, man. Like I don't know. I don't know how else to help you. Like talking about Naomi about the defend against Sky and Ripley at SummerSlam, or we're talking about Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley being set. Both actually, technically. But with that, let's stick in the triple threat category. This was not a triple threat match. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match, of course. But it does come off the back of a great triple threat match, because that Intercontinental title match at Evolution, speaking of, was off the charts. Lyra Valkyria put on a heck of a performance last night as well. She's on fire. And when she lost that first fall, I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting here. Looking good for Bayley. Does it become 1-1? Then Bayley wins the rubber match fall, essentially, right? In a 2 out of 3. And that wasn't the case. 2 in a row. And that's a winner for Lyra Valkyria. In this one, Becky runs down, of course. That rivalry, I don't think should ever end. It's worked really well so far. And it's starting to remind me a little bit of like a, I don't know. It's like a mentor-mentee, but also mixed with like a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens type thing, where it's like they can work together, they can work against each other. The chemistry is just there. You're going to get good stuff. And then Bayley, once again, I heard Ben Allison on Allison Analysis say it, that she needs to be repackaged or whatever. Sure. But Bayley's as good as they get, bell to bell. You can't ask for much more than what we saw last night. And Jordy, I want to get your thoughts on that. If we had to repackage Bayley, would you do it? And I mean, Lyra has managed to lose the Intercontinental title and gain stock, which is mind-blowing to me, if you agree on that.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Do we need to repackage? I don't know. The match was great. I mean, while we're talking about the match, yeah, I totally agree. I think the quick cover-up was... I just love a 2 out of 3 falls match, personally. I think it creates a fun dynamic. I I would quite like to see one somewhere down the line where someone just like wraps it up pretty quick, like just 2 falls back to back. But anyway, yeah, it's. I think Ant, you said it best. Stop burying Bailey, but not mad at watching Lyra grow. That's exactly how I feel. I feel bad that it's at Bailey's expense. I think Lyra's going from strength to strength right now. She is absolutely, her stock is rising. Not just in the ring, on the mic. I think she is really, really coming into her own. And I think it's a great time to do it, right? When Evolution's there, she's been given 2 of the 4 horsewomen in a program to essentially what is look like to make her look good. And it is working. It is absolutely working. I agree. I think Lyra and Becky, have them probably make up somewhere down the line and then fall out again. I don't know. You could have it somewhere down the line where like Lyra becomes the heel, you know what I mean? And she's kind of got too big for her boots and Becky needs to bring her back down to earth. So like, I think there is different ways that they can swing it. So yeah, I'd be interested to see this play out through the years, really.
Super interesting you say that because, I was at Money in the Bank this year, right? And as great as I thought the Lyra Becky match and the making the raise the hand thing was, that German suplex was a little heelish. At the end, right? Like it was a little heelish. I'm cool with it. And Lyra's a babyface right now, but I think you made a great point. She can be a heel. And I think she'd be good at it.
She's been having a lot of heel tendencies. I mean, flipping, she interfered in the Intercontinental match between Bailey and Becky before, like just because
completely unnecessary shoulder bump as she walked past Bailey. No need for that. Like, no need. Move yourself out of the way.
I'm sorry, but she could be a bitch. I'm just saying right now. I don't
got him.
Embrace it, Lyra.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some comments too here I want to run through because this one cracked me up too. Becky winning the Hogan colors. Just golden.
Yeah.
That was on purpose.
That was as good as drinking the lemonade.
Very clever.
That was as good, if not better. She's on fire with that right now. I like just the tongue-in-cheek, subtle dig. It's brilliant. I love it because not everyone's going to get it. Not everyone's going to get it, and she knows that. But the
people will argue about it too.
Yes.
That's the funnest thing. People are like, no, she didn't. It's just a coincidence. No, it's not.
Like, oh, she just happened to pick those ones.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Like, she was doing laundry. That was all that was clean. That's all they brought back of the dry cleaning. I don't know.
Alex McDonald.
We've got one more here, though, on this subject. That's hysterical. It was a McDonald's shout out.
Hey, them brand deals, they pay. So screw it. Why not?
DCX Warlord said, I think at SummerSlam it will be Stephanie Vauquer and Nikki Bella and a teammate of their choice versus Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis. And then we've also got, Aunt You said he prays we don't get that. And then it was Raya returns or AJ Lee returns as their tag team partner. What about that twin sister?
What about? Yeah, I was thinking that might be.
I was about to say she does have that twin.
Doesn't Nikki have a tag? Yeah, I'm sure they were a tag team.
I'm pretty confident.
Similar.
I think they called them the Bellas.
Oh God!
Twin magic.
I could totally see it. I could totally see that happening.
I think it's a possibility for sure. Chris Leclerc's here with Bailey deserves better. I would be inclined to agree with that one.
Just to be devil's advocate, quickly, would Lyra be looking as good if it wasn't Bailey the one taking the fall? That's the question. Because
great question.
You know what I mean? That might be why Lyra is looking so good, because she's beating someone like Bailey, which I don't like because I don't want Bailey to be taking the fall. But is that why Lyra is looking so good? Because if it was, I'm not going to randomly call out a mid-card superstar and make them look bad. But yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you 100%. I'm not sure on that. I think this is a good one. Let's talk about Itsy really quick, though. Pay some bills here. 1 second. We've got download the Itsy app on the App Store or the Google Play Store and head to the upcoming streams section. You're going to love it. You can see me, Aunt You, Takes, the whole crew. And the best part is, as long as you got a phone with a mic and a camera, you can argue with us about whatever you'd like. Cody Rhodes, John Cena, whatever's bugging you. Maybe even this most recent potential triple threat match, as well as maybe the return of Brie Bella, whatever you want. Either way, no matter what kind of phone you got, It's on the Google Play and the App Store. And the best part is it's absolutely free. So go ahead and download that one. But let's keep today's show rolling here at Wrestling Republic. Let's talk about Nikki Bella, speaking of, against Chelsea Green. Chaos, I'm going to go straight to you for this one. I can see the little grin on your face. This is going to be a fun conversation. Talk to me about this one.
Oh boy, Ben, why did you have to make me do this? I'm gonna get a lot of stick, but here we go. This is why we're here, right? Why do we need why do we need Nikki Bella? This is evident that this is obviously her presence is not needed. That match against Chelsea Green, obviously they were trying to build off their little tit for tat during the Battle Royale at Evolution, but this obviously shows that obviously due to the unfortunate injury to Liv Morgan, they have no plans for her. And I feel like they must have signed her up for a bunch of dates. Obviously, that was meant to carry on involving Liv Morgan and the tag team titles and maybe Nikki and whatnot. So they need to utilize her somehow. Predominantly probably in a tag team situation. This match exposed her like to the highest degree. Obviously, people could argue, oh, it's ring rust and all that. But you have someone that is good as Chelsea Green that doesn't really have a bad match usually. And the chemistry wasn't there. It was sloppy. There was a bunch of like misfires. There was the ending was just absolute ass. Like it just, and you know, you have Chelsea Green there, her and the her service. And you know, oh sorry, the Hervis. Apologies. Let me get it right. And yeah, you just couldn't even get that. You know, the best part was part of the best part was the ending when obviously she got beaten down. But then you have the audacity to even try to involve someone as Stephanie Vaquer in this. Please keep Stephanie away from Nikki Bella. I'm sorry. This is like she has no business interacting with her. It will not benefit Stephanie whatsoever. She just won the Battle Royal. It doesn't why involve her with her and Chelsea Green? And another thing, why couldn't this even happen at flipping SmackDown? Ain't Chelsea Green a SmackDown superstar? Like what? Yeah. Obviously, we all know that the roster and the draft is all like just, you know, pretty much dead at this point. But it just like it was just all filler, and it just proper exposure. I understand that, you know, she hasn't had a match in God knows how long, but yeah, you could tell that, you know, her there you go, first singles match since 2018. Fair, yeah, whatever. But you have someone that is a professional as Chelsea Green, you know what I mean? And you know, Chelsea Green has had some decent matches against like Maxine and everything, and you know, Maxine is like green as anything. So yeah, that's no excuse. This just proves that yeah, Nikki Bella is just obviously just biding her time. We don't need Nikki Bella. I'm sorry, and you know, just pay the rest of her check and then make her go away. I'm sorry. This was just. It was just so poor. I'm sorry.
So one thing I will say in Nikki Bella's defense, I think the Liv Morgan storyline would have fit Nikki's return better.
100%. Yeah.
And the other thing is she was actually I thought excellent and almost overlooked in some way because people were so dead set on the potential of her winning the Battle Royal, and she was excellent in that match. And the elimination was good. The spots with that's the hard part for me, because I'm in agreement with a lot of what you said about the match with Chelsea. The spots with Chelsea in the Battle Royal coming out of Sunday told me that that's a logical matchup that makes sense. They had great chemistry, whether it be the dancing spot and all of that, the sort of tongue-in-cheek turning on each other. I thought all of that made sense, and it was well done. And that's where I think this falling slightly flat and a little overbooked, to your point, when it comes to Vaquer.
Yeah.
Why is she there? Combination of the two. I don't know if all the blame goes towards Nikki Bella here. I think this was kind of just a miss. When you have this much talent, I think it was kind of a miss all around.
It was a miss all around, 100%. But to me, I just felt like the Diva era is officially dead in the water. And like, you know, Nikki Bella is pretty much predominant in that era. And
very
she
true.
Just can't really hang with the current generation right now. I'm sorry. Like even when they do somehow carry on that storyline with Liv Morgan when she returns, which I pretty much doubt. I think that's pretty much dead in the water. Like, I'm not even looking forward to that. I didn't even really look forward to when it was even like building up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just so over
it at least had some steam, though. I would say, compared to like, right, this sort of came out of nowhere, out of the battle royal, and at least had some steam behind it. Her and Liv, don't you think? I mean, I agree with you on paper. If you just tell me like it's going to be Nikki and Liv on a long run, I'm like, I'm not sure. But once they started getting going, with how much Liv has evolved since the last time they brushed shoulders, which was basically on Total Divas, right? Like, it was like, yeah, she was getting nailed with coral when she was surfing, I think, during the last time we saw her in the same place as Nikki Bella. But either way, Jordy, I do want to ask you, though, because I know you are the resident Chelsea Green expert, what your thoughts were on it.
I mean, much of I hate to say it, there's a lot of things I agree with your chaos. Not that I don't like agreeing with you. I wanted Nikki to put a better match on. That's all it is. I liked the idea because of how I've heard Chelsea speak about the Divas era and the respect that she has for that. I think that's why Chelsea ended up in this match. I think once we lost the Liv thing, it was like, what can we do? Who's the most versatile? Chelsea's so versatile, right? She said herself she wants to be like the female Miz. So like in situations like that, that is where someone like the Miz comes into play, and they're like, okay, right, quick plug and play situation. And unfortunately, it didn't work. I agree with you, Clark. I think that the Battle Royale spots were good. I just don't understand why Chelsea lost either. She's got a secret Hervis there, and it's Nikki's first match in 7 years in a singles situation.
Yeah.
Why did Chelsea not win and then Steph runs down to fight off the secret Hervis and then we continue? I just don't get why Nikki won. That's what I don't get. I think I know why it was on Raw and not SmackDown because of what you said earlier. Chaos booked a load of dates and can't budge on from them. And Chelsea, again, it will have been like, yeah, sound, I'll come to Raw. No worries. If I get to wrestle Nikki Bella in a singles match, absolutely, I'll do it. So, yeah, I think it's just, obviously, I feel bad because I think the Liv situation would have been better. Bring Liv in, they're the tag team titles, possibly bring the Bellas back after a singles match. I think that does work. What we're getting now, I'm not sure does. And I think we're all quite intelligent to that. We know that this is a bit of an improvisation, and right now it's not working. I'm not saying it can't somewhere down the line if they bring in more people, but right now it just didn't hit.
And that's kind of where my head's at. And it's funny because we accidentally sort of like, prefaced this in the previous segment when we mentioned Brie in the first place.
Yeah.
How we save this is that run, a tag run. The return of Brie, that would reinvest me in a way, I think, that is going to be hard for Nikki to pull off on her own in the singles division, whether it is Raw or SmackDown, because we talked about the booking dates thing. I'm not sure which is going to be which. She might be on SmackDown. She might be on Raw, right? I feel like she's in like that position where they could put her on either show, probably mostly Raw, right?
I totally agree, though, that like I just think we're using the wrong person in Stephanie. Use Maxine 100%. For this. Use Maxine for this to team up with the Bellas. Yeah. No, that's what I mean. So, like, if they're going to do Secret Hervis, so a 6-person tag match at SummerSlam with the Bellas plus someone, it shouldn't be Steph. It should be a Maxine Dupree or someone like that who they can actually do something for. Stephanie doesn't need the Bella rub. Like, I'm quite the opposite.
I think it needs to be Maxine Dupree.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I think it needs to be Brie Bella.
I could call her Maxine Bella and then be on the way, and then we can get rid of Dupree.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. All right. Let's talk about the gauntlet match. Absolutely star-studded here. I mean, we've got, let me make sure I've got the list exactly right. We got Breaker, Punk, main event, Jey Uso in the main event for once. LA Knight, and Penta. Braun Breaker eliminates most of them via the same maneuver, a spear. CM Punk made him go to sleep, though. And I don't know when Seth gets back, but did we have to have Punk pin Braun Breaker clean? I guess the gauntlet is supposed to be the reason that I'm like, oh, he was tired. he didn't look tired until he went to sleep. That's my only complaint. I'm cool with Punk and Gunther. But why are you doing this to Braun Breaker when he's going to have to carry what the entire Seth Rollins faction has been built on under Paul Heyman from the beginning until Seth can heal a very serious knee injury? That's where I got a little lost. Did I enjoy the match? Are you kidding me? It was an awesome gauntlet match with pretty much the entire main event scene of the men's division. And then we also got the world champion walking out afterwards. So I can't complain too much, but Chaos, I have to go to you because maybe you have more complaints than I do, or maybe you have less. What were your thoughts on all of it and CM Punk being the new number one contender?
First off, if people are wondering if Braun is as over as people make out that he is, just pretty much go back to the promo that Paul Heyman did at the beginning of the show. In the beginning, when he was saying we don't know when Seth is returning, and then but Braun is going to run the gauntlet, and then Braun didn't even say anything. He just looked at the camera, and if you heard the amount of the dogs in the arena that was just completely just barking, it was an awesome visual, and just hearing everything. It was just crazy. So the main event obviously was great. The first elimination, Penta got speared out of his flipping mask. That was awesome. Brilliant catch finisher, if you will, if that's for my 2K fans out there. That was good. The next person was LA Knight. I think they played on obviously his previous injuries, not just from the match with Seth, but obviously the tsunamis that he got in previous weeks. They definitely implemented that, and obviously, LA Knight was next. I love the stuff with Jay. He came out, was just like, let me just get straight to the beating, and then as soon as he did his little flurry, he did the flipping yeet down mid match into commercial. I thought that was quite funny. That was nice.
No, it was a gold spot.
It was a gold spot, 100%. It was just like, okay, now I beat your ass for a little bit. All right, let's run it back, please. So that was cool. Please, can Jay stop doing the spear as well? I kind of echo what Goldberg is saying. No one can, like, that spear is bronze. Like, no one else should be doing it. But nonetheless, then obviously Punk came out. I'm not really too fussed about Punk winning. The only thing is, on one hand, I don't want Gunther to lose it so soon, and we kind of all but confirmed that Seth isn't going to be back soon for him to obviously cost Punk the title. But then it's almost like a rehash at this point, because there's been numerous people that's been costing Punk the title, and it will be it's a bit of a conundrum. So I don't know how to feel about this. It's a great match for one of the nights, or a great main event for one of the nights at SummerSlam. But like I kind of don't. I feel like this was not the right time for Punk to win, and it's not the right time for Punk to lose at the same time. So I don't know how they're going to play this. But yeah, overall, I loved it. I was fine with the winner. It wasn't clean, by the way. There was some
there was shenanigans. That's what I was going to say. I guess he doesn't beat him fully clean. That's the other part that I actually think is the worst part. I mean, I say beats him clean, as in he at least did hit the go to sleep last. It wasn't. I
think he just caught the spear though, didn't he? I think Jay's interruptions. Didn't he take out Bronson, or did he do something to Braun?
That's the other part that bothered me.
And I also guess it's at the end of a gauntlet, so I do give a bit of leeway for that as well. He's been going for 40 minutes, so if a go to sleep puts him to sleep at that point, it might not in a normal single.
And I think that was the point. But and this is no knock on Braun Breaker. My problem was he didn't look tired. Right?
No,
he did not. He looked like he could go with. You bring 4 more out, right? Like,
yeah.
And we're putting the effectiveness of the spear over. At the end of the day, I felt like that was the direction here, and Jey Uso is able to be the most recently won pinned and return to.
Yeah, that was a bit weird for me.
That bothered me.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. Yeah,
like,
he
why?
gets the last beat and he still comes back out to. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one.
It's like, oh, he's good now.
I think the reason why is obviously it built up for what happened afterwards.
Guys, he was holding his stomach. Is that not?
He did sell it. He sold it. He sold it, Jordy. He sold it, Jordy. He sold it. Okay. In fairness, then let's talk about all this. It's your turn for sure, Jordy. obviously he did sell it, but what did you think about it? And then obviously Punk Gunther to basically finish the show. I mean, it's a fascinating deal, and Paul Heyman just being around CM Punk all the time cracks me up.
I think this match was a competition for Let's Play who's the most over, going off the crowd reactions, because honestly, the crowd was so loud for all of these people that came out. Obviously, Braun, like you said, we got the taste of it early on when he started barking from merely a look. When you hear Penta's music, crowd go mental. You hear LN Knight's music, crowd go like crazy, like they always do. Then Jay's music, and then CM Punk, and then Roman Reigns. Like, what an experience that match must have been live, to like however long it was, like 45 minutes of just like, I bet the fans in the audience were absolutely shattered by the end of that 45 minutes. Yeah, I love what Jay did. I loved, you know what, when he did the whole, I actually thought he was just going to go and do another suicide dive out of the ring. I didn't think he was going to get the music back on and go and start yeeting in the corner. So, yeah, no, it was brilliant. And then topped off, obviously, with the OTC returning. Not sure why it says TC1 on his T-shirt. I'm gonna ignore that. It still said OTC on the big screens, so that's what I'll be saying. Interesting that he helped Jay up, but he didn't help CM Punk up to his feet. And I'm glad he's back, whatever the reason may be. Even if that reason is Roman, Seth's injured, we're going to need you to come back a couple of weeks early. All right, no worries, I'll be there. You know what I mean? If that's what it is, that's what it is. But I'm happy to see Roman Reigns back. And on a sentimental side, every time something like that last night happens and I see Roman Reigns stood in the ring and the whole crowd are chanting his name, singing his name, it warms my heart so much, because I remember this is a guy that got booed for winning the Rumble when he was supposed to be a face. Do you know what I mean? And now we're here and the crowd erupt when they see him, and he's finally getting that, what I think he deserves and what he's deserved the whole time. Because although, yeah, he might, the older stuff, the big dog stuff, it might not have been the best, but I always felt he did the best with the cards he was given. And then all of a sudden he got given some damn good cards with the Tribal Chief stuff and he played them, and now 100%. He's just reaping the benefits. So I love to see that.
Jordy, and honestly, we are a little short on time, but there was a reason I didn't bring up Roman Reigns when I broke down the segment in the first place. And I'm glad you brought him up, because you get a bonus segment if you're tuning into the show. I wanted to talk about this individually because I was blown away by what we saw last night, because you know what it felt like? It felt like this is exactly what the WWE wanted the big dog to be. This is my yard, Roman Reigns. This is what they begged us to do for like 5 years, and it worked not the way they thought. It shows in hindsight, creative couldn't get him to this point. He got himself there. That's how I feel about it.
To get him here. It took a pandemic. Let's just be real.
Yes. And that's what I was most fascinated by. We're talking about a dude who went on a run, basically making fun of all of your favorite wrestlers in WWE the entire time, carrying the belt, showing up only when he wants, with a gaggle of geese around him to defend him. And it was exactly what the WWE has always wanted. Big babyface Roman Reigns to be. This was like the crowning moment. It's like, we finally got there. That's why I'm fascinated by it from just even like a psychological perspective. Like, how did we get to the point where we're like, oh shoot, Roman Reigns, like we like
they let us boo him. That's what it is. They let us get it out of our system that people wanted to boo him. Let them boo him. Give them a reason to boo him. And eventually they'll get it out of the system. They'll realize he's good at what he does because he's good at letting us boo him. And then we'll want to cheer him. I think Dominic Mysterio's on a similar trajectory. I'm telling you, there was an audible laugh around the whole arena last night when he looked at AJ and was like, please God, don't let him do it. Like, I heard the audience laugh. Like, I don't often hear that. It was like I was at a stand-up gig all of a sudden.
I said it aloud watching the show last night, Jordy. I go, Dominic Mysterio is about to be the biggest babyface in the industry. Like, it's going to take a little bit more time, but it's right there. But Chaos, you and I threw the ones up. We were the only ones at WrestleMania 39 that did. I'm just saying. So I do want to get your thoughts on the Reigns return, because this is, I mean, we treated him like a babyface then. It feels like it started then, right? Like we might have been two of the only ones in the building rooting for him, but actually it didn't turn out to be the case.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I rooted for him back when he actually came back at was it SummerSlam during the pandemic? And I feel like it is crazy to think that, imagine if the pandemic didn't happen. I don't think we would be getting the Tribal Chief. I don't think we would be getting the Bloodline saga. I don't think we would be getting what we saw at WrestleMania 39 or 40. It's just all crazy. It's crazy how something so momentous like that, that affected the whole world, made us realize that, that Roman Reigns is a cinematic character, because obviously because of the pandemic, we got to see the cinematic stuff, the acting, the theatrics in his matches. Because, half the time when it came to his first feud with Jey Uso and whatnot, we was more listening to, what they were saying, what they were interacting with, and I think that kind of made us appreciate him more. His promo work and everything that he does, maybe not during the match, but obviously, building up to matches and whatnot. So yeah, I feel like that's why we were able to actually appreciate him more, and it all came organically. It wasn't forced down our throat. That is a difference, like you said, because we all know about here we got crucified winning the Royal Rumble, and when he won the WWE title at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, as soon as he won it, they instantly cut the feed. They didn't want us to know, us viewers knowing the boos were coming when he won the title. So yeah, it's a crazy time that how things have changed, and we appreciate him now. And yeah, I'm here for it. I agree with you, Jordy. What the hell is going on with this OTC1 crap? I don't like. Yeah. All right, so what? Who's number 2? I mean, like the whole thing with Solo is pretty much done. He's not even called it Bloodline now. He's called his MFTs, like it's like some bootleg NFT deal. But like it's yeah, I don't know. It's like they're just trying to really squeeze everything they can out of this Tribal Chief thing, and I don't think we really need that. So yeah, I hope that's just they tried it for a couple of times, and then they probably just brush it over, and he's just I was fine with OTC. That's
yeah,
fine.
I agree. I think they could have left it at OTC, and then years down the line, we'd still be calling him OTC, and someone new to wrestling would go
OTC1.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, now that he's a babyface again, it's like more babyfaces, face-ish. Bring back the Wreck Everyone and Leave shirt. Or like slightly redesign it.
I'm sorry, but this kind of reminds me of the Suffering Succotash stuff. Like I
think OTC is good because you've got them chanting it. That happens now. It's organic. It just happens. They chant OTC. I think, leave it at OTC. 5 years down the line, people who are new to wrestling will go, why OTC? And we'll be like, oh, it was original Tribal Chief. Now, actually, we don't know. It's just OTC. Like, that's just what we call it. Do you know what I mean? Like one of them type of things where it's like the gimmick can go, but we'll still chant OTC at him. Just leave it there. TC1, the shirt, the design didn't look good.
Doesn't make sense.
And Bro can pull anything off. Like, but
it's the worst shirt yet.
Yeah.
It's definitely the worst shirt. Even the title belt is not like that appealing. Like, I'm sorry. I looked at all the stuff and I'm just like, nah, this ain't it, bro.
I think we're good. Kevin Abreu with brother, I wish the pandemic never happened. I don't think anyone wishes it did.
Oh yeah, same.
I want to be very clear on that.
I don't agree, but
he just took advantage of like the circumstances with the audio in the ring is what was said, right? It's not like nobody was.
Trust me, like the pandemic era was absolute ass for the most part. But when it came to anything regarding Roman Reigns and Jay and Jimmy and all that stuff, that was great.
No one was like, you know what Roman needs? A global virus.
He made the thing is with Roman.
Nobody thought that.
What Roman did in that era is he made us feel something. He made us care. Like he made us feel. He made us care, and not for him. He made us feel for Jay. It was what Roman was. It was what Roman was doing that was making us feel so bad for the situation Jay was in, and that is when the Tribal Chief became like it just became something else. And it was like he's so good at making you care, making you feel something. Acting. It's that difference between it. It's like when we saw the Cody and Roman thing stood on a field in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. No words. They can just make us feel something. Roman just turns up, you just feel something. And because it was so intimate all of a sudden, it gave us it let him flourish in that, and I think that's what happened. And yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
I agree. If we went back, I don't think it would happen again. It was just a perfect storm of a horrendous circumstance in the world that created something beautiful in wrestling. It's strange.
I'm with you 100% on that, and I think you broke that down beautifully. I will say this: the three of us could break down Roman Reigns' run
That might have to
over
be a
the last
table
decade
episode.
for the rest of the afternoon, but it is the end of the show, my friends. Like that, we got to go home. I already gave us overtime. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, closing time. Wait, is it last call? No, but either way, that will bring us to the end of the show. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. That's, of course, noon Pacific, 3 o'clock over on the East Coast. That's 8 o'clock p.m. over in the UK and 9 a.m. for my friends in Hawaii. On behalf of me, Clark, Chaos, Jordy in the Bank, Mickey's best pal, all of us at WR, have a great rest of your Tuesday. If you don't have plans tonight, check out Off the Air. I'll be back on with Shad and Drizzy immediately following NXT. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.